Let's embrace gentle interdependence and the results from daily meditation. This evening's lesson is drawn from my adaptation of Gyatso Rinpoche's final meditation manual, The Heart Treasure of the Enlightened Ones. So let's begin with an excerpt and chant together. Those who tread the path of yin use the awareness of interdependence to right harness to form into a form of moral code. But upon this path of yin, the awareness of causality reminds us that our love can lighten others' loads. So essentially, we explore a dichotomy of being fear-oriented, fear-motivated, as opposed to being love-motivated. Now, there is a myth that we're not supposed to desire anything, but that's just it, a myth. When we read the Eightfold Path, we learn that that 50% of the Eightfold Path pertains to loving kindness. So don't let the boobs tell you that there's nothing spiritual about love. They're wrong. So what I'd like to do is, I was introduced to the concept many years ago by the final manual of Gyatso Rinpoche, that there's two extremes in a happy medium. And in one extreme, we contemplate, but we learn that exhausts our prefrontal cortex and can fire up our amygdala. On the other hand, we can meditate, which is great. So what we can do is blend a silent recitation, which is a synopsis of all we just chanted. May my love help all others. We recite it silently and mentally as we inhale, because you gotta inhale anyway, man. If you don't inhale, you're gonna turn blue, tip over, wiggle funny, and scare the dog. So during your in-breath, you silently and mentally recite this bit in italics, and it's just kind of like you're handing it off to your subconscious so that it can do the heavy lifting for you. During your exhalation, you physically relax as best you can while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Let's try it together right now. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Again with the inhalation. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Now let's get into a little bit more detail. There is a fundamental, in Buddhism, the fundamental duality is not high or low or in or out or boy or girl. It's the duality of hope and fear, of reaching and shoving. This is also described as the second noble truth. When we are controlled by fear, we are ruled by our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression. It's located right down here, this bumpy bit, right here, about the size of a pea. However, when we replace concentration and contemplation with the mindfulness that depends upon the sympathetic nervous system and the meditation that relies upon the parasympathetic nervous system, instead of gathering in our amygdala, our blood coalesces in our anterior cingulate gyrus on an fMRI or fMRI, it lights right up. And this hunk of meat is the seat of empathy, the hub of our mirror neurons. Perhaps that is why this archetype of meditation, known as All Good One, is depicted as beautiful to reflect this love. The highest love, of course, being spontaneous and uncontrived, the product of mindfulness and meditation. I look forward to chanting and meditating with you this evening after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent more than 8 hours a day every day studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of Buddhism so that you wouldn't have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. And remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. So this practice text is known as Chenra Zig's Easy Dzogchen. Dzogchen is a fancy name, great completion stage, but functionally refers to 3 categories of practice. Refers to awareness and letting go, bliss and letting go, as well as love and letting go. And we're going to practice all 3 of those in this evening's practice. The Sanskrit name Avalokiteshvara translates into Tibetan as Chenre Zig, which in turn could translate into English as kind gaze. Upon the path of Yang, they are taught to view this as an entity. However, on the path of Yin, we view this as merely an archetype of the enlightened mastery of love and letting go. An archetype that reminds us that we are capable of this mastery. We already possess all the neurological equipment necessary to master the Buddha's path in a remarkably short period of time. This evening, we're going to flip and flop back and forth between mantra meditation and silent meditation, so I think it makes sense to begin by reviewing the meaning of the mantra. Together. Om, I invoke the wish-fulfilling Mani Jewel of love and the purifying Pemi Lotus of letting go, supplicating with whom may love and letting go be mastered by all. This evening's first practice is known in Tibet as Lama Kyano, and which translates into English as calling the teacher from afar. And although it is described as completion stage tantra, it is seen as the first practice in a traditional collection of guided meditations. This helps us to practice the bliss and letting go I referred to previously. It's said that when we are defined by hedonism, we should meditate on bliss and letting go. When we are defined by aggression, we should meditate on love and letting go. And when we are defined by befuddlement, we should meditate on awareness and letting go. This brass figure represents our own enlightened potential, our neurology that is already optimized for mindfulness and meditation and empathy. These 2 individuals sporting in tantric union overhead literally or reminiscent of the teachings, and figuratively or reminiscent of real or imagined energy that could coalesce over our head or upon our head. As we exhale, let us physically relax as best we can while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Oh, money me yung, 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 oh, money me yung. Oh, money me yung, 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 oh, money me yung. We can think of our silent meditations as a stepladder. The first step is an exercise with 12 syllables. During our inhalation, we can silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And during our exhalation, we can silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. Let us turn now to our outer set of preliminary practices. Together, those who tread the path of yang use the awareness of stress to frighten us into an analog of morality. But upon this path of yin, the awareness of stress fuels our empathy. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Those who tread the path of yin use the awareness of interdependence to frighten us into a form of moral code. But upon this path of yin, the awareness of causality reminds us that our love can lighten others' load. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Those who tread the path of yin use the awareness of impermanence to promote a fear-driven practice, although upon this path of yin the awareness of impermanence could fuel our wisdom of letting go. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Those who tread the path of yin use the awareness of the preciousness of all meditation opportunities to pretend listen to neurotic diligence. But upon the path of yin we joyfully flow from the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. We come to the second step on our fabled step ladder. As we breathe in, we can silently and mentally recite sitting tall, remembering to generate a vertical traction between our tush and our head. During our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite relaxing. Let me turn now to the inner set. Of preliminary practices. Inner empathy may belong to free all beings from the tyranny of hate and craving and confusion. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Inner pragmatism, may all liberation of all others be fueled by your reliance on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students, described by the metaphor of the three wish-fulfilling jewels. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Rather than squander all time and energy in defensiveness, how much wiser could it be to learn from all mistakes and lessons that flow from the scented spontaneity of mindfulness and meditation? Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. There will be a bit of editing. Let's see here. Pictures. All right, let's dig in. A life squandered in competition and greed leads not to peace and fulfillment. Better to live in cooperation and generosity. And lives in made this much Adam's crown. Oh, tank 2. Add lives and made this much Adam's crown. And then offer all my stuff to all the beings of Nirvana and Samsara. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come to the third step. During our inhalation, during our perceptive inhalation, let us silently and mentally recite, notice this. And during our releasing exhalation, let us silently and mentally recite, relaxing. So technically that last exercise was a bit of the old bliss and letting go, and so is this. This is known in Sanskrit as Guru Yoga and in Tibet as Lama Naljor. During our inhalation, let us silently and mentally recite Lama blend with this heart-mind. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. And then we come to the fourth step. During our inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this, and during our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. This will help us to watch the play of mind and relax into its non-graspable nature. As I sit here in front of the computer, in front of a window, I cannot actually see the sunset, but I can see the light of the sunset upon the fern in front of the window. It's quite beautiful, and I'm really glad I get to share this meditation time with you. Having reached contemplative cruising altitude, together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as Yoda on Dagobah under the guidance of the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. For the next 4 sets of mantra recitations, we're going to bring the experience of the 4 bases of mindfulness into the conventional path of love and letting go, where it is love that is emphasized. Now, we've already been playing with silent mental recitations during the inhalation, but these next 8 are super metaphoric. Fortunately, they are preceded by a short chant which makes it all make sense, or helps it all make sense. Together. May all minds of all beings now be as peacefully wise as the mind of a real Lord. Imagine Buddha symbolized by a tea clay, one syllable seed or bija mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. May all relationships of all beings to be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddha's communications symbolized by the six-syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. May all bodies of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist art by the blissful body of a real or imagined Devi or Yedama, an archetype of enlightenment such as Shinshin raising. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the good fortune or boon as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, real and or Vanti. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we breathe in, let us watch the play of mind. As we breathe out, let us relax into its non-graspable nature. Again, we're going to bring the experience of the four bases of mindfulness, this time into the ultimate path of love and letting go, where it is love that is emphasized. Where it is letting go that is emphasized. Together. As we inhale, we can notice all minds, perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings quite clearly. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined beach as seeds of love light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, the interpersonal experience of communication or speech could sound quite resounding. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined mantra of light. Om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, our bodies or forms could feel quite sensual. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as not graspable or what is a real or imagined archetypal yet of light. As we breathe in, we could silently and mentally recite this italicized sentence. We just hand it off to our subconscious, letting it do the work. During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. Together. As we inhale, all lots of oops, this is a good chance to do an edit. Okay, Cowabunga. As we inhale, all circumstances or lots could appear quite vivid. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as not graspable or what is a real or imagined paradise or vati of light. One last thing. Let's see if I can fit this in here. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. During our inhalation, we could watch the play of mind, and during our exhalation, we could relax into its non-graspable nature. Let us bring the illusion of the horizontal duality of us and them into the dance of impermanence and interdependence known as Madhyamaka's Yoga of Inconceivability. But can I spell Madhyamaka? Close. All circumstances are lost, kept bliss for the end, and permanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this body or form. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. All forms of bodies could bliss for the end and permanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this communicational speech. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. All interpersonal speech could bliss for the end and permanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this mind. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. All minds could bliss for the end and permanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into a vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite astral sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless moon, which although tantalizing to the eye could be non-graspable to the hand. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Good evening. Welcome to this evening's live stream. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Well, I will fastidiously ignore it, notice it, and then point and laugh. Let us bring the five aggregates into the path of awareness and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever body or form we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Oh goodness, gotta blow my nose, excuse me. That's alright folks, all class, all the time. So, if you've just tuned in, or if I've just scared you away with my schnoz, as we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite this italic bit, and then promptly hand it off to our subconscious. During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever feelings, such as pleasure, pain, or not, that we may have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever appraisal of pleasure or pain's intensity or volume we may have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever impulse, such as pushing, pulling, or clinging, we may have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. I'm laughing because in my mind I'm considering the feasibility of replacing these three words with the six impulses of fucking, feeding, fighting, fleeing, fainting, or fawning. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever awareness of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, or imagination we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, om. Oopsie, I got ahead of myself, get all crazy. Okay, so now that we've chanted the mantra 40 times, let us rest the mind. So, let us transcend the illusion of samsara and nirvana's vertical duality by metaphorically inviting all the real or imagined Buddhas, their paradises, and their denizens to dwell in the 84,000 pores of our skin, thus practicing the body mandala of duality's awareness and non-duality's release. As a fringe benefit, whatever sensations we might experience, whatever energy congestion we might experience, will be dissolved. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us bring the 5 body regions into the path of bliss and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever lower abdomen we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as not graspable as real or imagined, Namoga City syllable of green light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever navel we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Rana Sambhava syllable drum of gold light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever chest we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Nakshobhya suitable hung of blue light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever threat we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable, as real or imagined, non-metaposable, free of red lines. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever chronoscope we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable, as real or imagined, Vadachana set a bloom of white light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us bring the 5 mental poisons into the path of awareness and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever jealousy we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as all-accomplishing wisdom. One moment, if you please. Oh, that's what I'm going to check. Okay, one moment. Okay, here we go. Yes. All right. 1:30. Okay, thank you for your patience. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever jealousy we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as all-accomplishing wisdom's void intellect. Mani mimi yung, om 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 mani mimi yung. Hmm. 127. Primordial voidness. Okay, here we go. Together. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever pride we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as the equalizing wisdom of primordial voidness. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Un momento. One 25. Clear void. Together. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever hate we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as mirror like wisdom's clear void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. One 28. Bliss void. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever greed we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as discerning wisdom's bliss void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Okay, here we go. 139. Wait a second here. I got confused. Okay, I take it back. 130. Void intellect. Whoops. Okay. Awareness void. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever confusion we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as all-pervasive wisdom's awareness void. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Let's bring the 5 perceptions into the path of awareness and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever that we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast void. Om Mani Mimi Yung 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Oopsie, let's try that again. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever flavor we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sensation we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Oopsie, let's try this again. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sound we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever such we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Having chanted the mantra 40 times, let us watch the play of mind as silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation. And let us relax into mind's non-graspable nature as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. For what remains of this evening's live stream, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Let us bring the 5 thoughts into the path of awareness and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever emotion we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever intention we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Om Mani Mimi Yung, Om Mani. Oopsie, let's continue. Got a little carried away. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever cognition we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever recollection we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever imagination we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. Having chanted the mantra 40 times, let us silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation, thus perceiving. And silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax, during each exhalation, thus releasing. We come to this evening's final practice, the bringing the spontaneous play of mind into the path of awareness and letting go. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us watch the play of mind as silent, let us passively, vulnerably, viscerally, and randomly watch the play of mind as silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this, and let us relax into mind's non-graspable nature as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb is. Let us seal this evening's practice with a love that wishes for the universal mastery of Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all master letting go and love as well as kind communication, conduct, and calmness. May all master the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity as well as mindfulness and meditation. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10.5 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's early meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.